By way of time indication, Counsel, how much time do you think you will need with this witness?
I think that with 1.5 hours, I will be through with the witness.
Swearing the witness.
I, Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect to the matter before the Senate shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Kindly introduce yourself, your full names and the capacity you hold for record purposes.
Thank you, Speaker and Honorable Senators. I'm Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor, Meru County.
Thank you. You have received the notice of impeachment and subsequently the County Assembly of Meru resolved to remove you from office through impeachment. Is that the reason why you're before the Senate today?
Yes.
You have had an occasion to look at all the materials presented by the County Assembly in support of the impeachment. You've also had an opportunity to file a response to that motion.
Yes.
That is the response before the Senate, the one dated 3rd of November 2023?
Yes.
Together with your affidavit in support of your response?
Yes.
Would you wish, first of all, to affirm that the contents therein form part of your response?
Yes.
Thank you. You were also present at the Senate yesterday when counsel for the County Assembly described you in a certain manner through comparison with a certain criminal in Europe.
Yes, I was.
Is that a true description of your personality?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Specifically, the counsel for the County Assembly accused you of demeaning this House by making a mockery of the impeachment process that found you not guilty in December last year. Did you at any time make a mockery of the proceedings?
Counsel for Governor.
No.
Yes.
The counsel for the County Assembly did apologize and indeed sought to have that record expunged. So as far as we are concerned, that particular record does not form part of the record.
Most obliged. Then I withdraw that line of examination in chief and proceed. Madam Governor, you have been accused of not being capable of working with leaders in Meru, particularly members of County Assembly, and this particular allegation was that you were only able to work for a few weeks after you reconciled with the MCS. Is that true?
That is not true.
That is not true.
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, for how long have you been having an harmonious working relationship with members of County Assembly?
We've been working together with the members of County Assembly until the last almost 2 months only.
The last 2 months?
Yes.
Are you talking about the month of August and September?
August and September.
Yes. So it is your evidence that throughout the year, save for the 2 months, you have been in a perfect working relationship with members of County Assembly.
Extra perfect relationship working with members of County Assembly.
What made it possible for you to have this harmonious working relationship with the members of County Assembly? Did you have any intentional efforts to mend the fallout that you had with MCS? Did you make any efforts after the impeachment?
The first solution was made by this Senate the last time we were here, and I followed the advice of senators. we want to start down with the MCAs. We again sat and had a lengthy discussion with some other leaders, and from there we've been working together.
Particularly, there was the issue of, for lack of better word, ward development fund. Were you able to facilitate development projects in all the wards of Meru County?
Immediately after we left here, I facilitated ward development fund to every MCA to the tune of 10 million, and this year 15 million for every ward.
Thank you. You have produced a video, KMV1, which I now ask the technical team to play so that we see the kind of efforts and the fruits that were borne by those efforts. KMV1.
Yaliyopita si mbele, tugange yajayo. Sisi yaliyopita ni past. Kwa hivyo tumeamua kwamba hakuna mtu atakumbuka yaliyopita. Yule alikuwa impeached, wale walikuwa wanaimpeachana wote tumeweka nyuma. Tumesema nikaenda ya maendeleo na kabati ya maendeleo. Kwa hivyo tunafurahi siku ya leo
Mr. Speaker, sir, we are having the same challenges.
Secretariat.
Tunaomba walioisha wana celebrate maybe disunity.
Just stop the video. The technical team, please go work on it. We will get back to it once the technical team has worked on the system. Council, you may proceed. Once we are ready with the video, we can as well come back to it. We'll always come back to it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So then, Honorable Governor, we have just started watching a video that is not very clear, but can you try and explain to the Senate where you were in that meeting that has been recorded, who were the members present, and what was the purpose?
We were in the premises of County Assembly of Meru with all the members, the 69 of them, and also the county woman representative was present, and we agreed that the past is over. We start working together for the sake of Meru.
Thank you. And that, can you remember the date of?
Council, I'm informed the video is now ready.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Play it.
Tumeona ni vyema kuwa tuna embrace one another. Mambo yaliyopita tunasema si ndwele ama tunasema nini? Yaliyopita si ndwele, tugange yajayo. Sisi yaliyopita ni past. Kwa hivyo tumeamua kwamba hakuna mtu atakumbuka yaliyopita. Yule alikuwa impeached, wale walikuwa wanaimpeachana yote tumeweka nyumba. Tumesema ni kaende ya maendeleo na kabati ya maendeleo. Kwa hivyo tunafurahi siku ya leo kuleta ujumbe kwa Meru ya kwamba we are one. Na tunaomba walio hii ambao walikuwa na celebrate maybe disunity wakae kando kidogo, maana tunasonga tukiwa pamoja. Hatutakubali kuweka tena nafasi ya watu kuingilia katikati yetu. We've kept our personal interest kando for the people of Meru.
Mimi naitwa Ayubu Rudi nikiwa spika mbunge ya Meru, na siku ya leo ni furaha kubwa kwa sababu ile shinda kidogo tulikuwa naye kati ya ofisi ya governor Excellency Bishop Kawira Mwangaza na bunge ile naongoza hapa, tumefika, hiyo maneno imefika mwisho. Sema kulingana na uongozi wa His Excellency William RUTO na deputy wa Gachagua, tulianza kuongea wiki moja imepita, na siku ya leo Mama Safi awimelepa akatumwa na His Excellency Gachagua akaambiwa akuje tumalize ile maneno ilikuwa imebaki na kila kitu tumemaliza.
Amen.
Kwa hivyo sisi tunataka kuambia Meru na Kenya mzima ya kwamba sisi tuko kitu moja na tumekubaliana kwa miaka 4.5 ile imebaki tutafanyia watu kazi na tutakuwa timu moja.
Amen.
Na tunasema asante kwa President Gachagua kwa kuona ni vizuri Meru iongee kwa sauti moja. Na gavana ni malisini nikisema wewe Kwa siasa wewe ndio kiongozi na ndiye mkubwa yetu sisi zote, na sisi tutakuwa nyuma yako, tutakusupport wewe ukiwa mama yetu na ukiwa baba yetu, ndio Meru ikae vizuri kana kama Meru akarebweka. Thank you and God bless you.
Jina langu ni Evans Mwangaza Karia, MCA wa Mitunguo na kiongozi walio wengi katika bunge letu la Meru. Familia Meru. Na nataka kusema leo ni siku kubwa sana kwa Wameru. Sababu tangu tufanye uchaguzi hapa Meru, tukachagua governor, tukachagua MCAs, hakujakuwa na amani na hakujakuwa na kuelewana katika upande wa bunge letu la Meru na upande wa governor Excellency Kawira Mwangaza. Lakini siku ya leo sisi tumekubaliana ya kwamba for the interest of Meru tuweke hayo maneno yote ambayo yalikuwa yanasumbua, tuwachane nayo kutoka leo na tukamua kushikana na kuelewana kabisa, ndio tuweze kufanyia wa Meru kazi. Na sisi kama bunge letu la Meru tumeambia gavana wetu kwamba sisi tuko tayari, yale ambayo yote yanahitajika kufanywa na bunge, wale mawaziri ambao hatukupitisha, wale chief officers ambao hawakuweza kupita kuletwa katika bunge letu, supplementary budget na mambo yote ambayo yanahitajika sisi kufanya kama bunge, tuko tayari. Hata kama ni kuanzia kesho ndio tuweze kufanya to make sure that Marians do receive their services that they do need so much.
We can stop there. We can stop there.
Tunashukuru.
Thank you. Are you able to identify the people in that clip? Are they members of the County Assembly of Meru?
They are all members of County Assembly of Meru, led by the Speaker, Ayubu Bundi.
We have also seen the move of this motion in that clip.
The majority.
The majority.
Yes.
Thank you. In that clip, is there any indication that you bragged about the fact that you went scot-free?
No.
You have also used a certain slogan that you are now being accused of using. Kabati, kabati, kaende, kaende. Did you actually use those two slogans in your speech with members of County Assembly present?
I used it because it is a slogan for development, the speed of development in Meru.
The speed of development in Meru.
That is kaende, kaende, kabati, kabati.
Just for us to be able to understand, what does this slogan actually mean? What is kabati? What is kaende?
Kabati means like accelerating to the fullness of everything, that is highest speed possible. And then kaende is non-stop. That is that the development will be non-stop and at a very high speed.
Thank you. So when then the move of the motion comes here and tells the Senate that kaende, kaende, kabati, kabati is a don't care slogan that says you don't care about anything, is that a misinformation and distortion of facts?
It is.
Thank you. Let us proceed. So then you are seen in many instances using that slogan, kabati, kabati, kaende, kaende.
Even the MCAs have embraced the same slogan and they also use it.
Thank you. Let us proceed and watch the next video. And you have alluded to the fact that you agreed to give at least 15 million for every ward for development projects. Was that done?
It was done.
Can we watch video KMV2?
Antoja gwetwa ja oversight najo ndenda kuburi ojubwi muntu ure okuthithiria oversight na ara Nairobi obicine no oversight yeje tore aja tukinyete ndagaceji ne oversight ire kwingi tukwenda ne TV ne Nairobi kana ne kweja gukinya murandi jona tukuona bure no oversight ya groundine kana bure ndera yo obicine na ara Nairobi imenya mantu jajo tinda gwetwa ja oversight kairi turogire batu turi mbunge ya Meru no ntubatwe itwe tunengeri mandate MCA no nengeri mandate ekuthithia oversight ya mirandi yonde ya county government ikatiba ya Kenya no boba nengeri iseria kinya report irera thoma gwa ya control of budget etibati kwamba gwita ara senate ikamba kwenye county assembly ya Meru report ire thithagia oversight ya senate ni report yake ya auditor general netira uma Kwa mantu jange baturugira oversight kanirito na siasa atufanye nini? Atutaki itwakiri gintu gitagwa DTF na ara mitungu. Mantu ja utheru bwa bioro na kinya babu na ibonete mantu bioro bira biaki na ndi twakire plant na ara bioro bira biojura bikeja bikandrinwa igaikwara mitungu project ya million 17 tingaringe nipe bwajairi roje rwa mitungu rwa rwetagwa water supply rwa runywa wa mitungu yonde iruthithirwa rehabilitation na project yo nienderete governor 15% done project ya million 18 o mitungu yetu boithatu bugeta kuma karingene ibuje karingene te karingene kara kanyagene kara kamuguru kuma ara karingene ugeta muguru ugeta muchagara barabara yo nethithirwe na yathithirwe na mbecha chianga vanire tugwita chia flagship na nethithitwe na 95% na aru antu boinya gukaura kana gukarotero batita na ndina yetumirite shilingi milioni 5 ringaringira ningavana mbe aibo gutara chia kinyinga na Mwangaza hii 17 plus 18 plus 5 omwenda yake gutara ndagaceje yanu tukinyete aja na aru eji ire gwito kwa matumo Kirimba bridge na yo bote kuona nireketie ibora unairo
we can stop there. The video is quite long. Thank you. Madam Governor, who is the person making that speech in that video?
The majority leader and the person who was the mover of the impeachment motion.
That is Honorable Evans Mawira.
Yes.
You are also seen in that video.
Yes.
Kindly, are you able to recall the date and where that event took place?
I can't recall the date, but the event took place in his own ward.
Which month was that?
I don't remember the month.
You don't remember?
Yes.
Is it recent or?
It is very recent.
Very recent.
Yes.
Thank you. Mawira seems to be making certain remarks about your performance. What is he saying?
He is very right because he's trying to praise the work that we do in Meru County. One, for the 10 million that we usually give for ward development and the flagship projects. What I do as a governor is I go around all the ones and then give the list of all the development projects to the area MCA to read to the people, to understand, and to also for us to be accountable for the funds. Every ward we do a visit with the area MCA, and I usually carry a booklet of the projects, that is ward project and flagship project for the area MCA to read to the people to understand what they are doing. And that is what exactly the majority leader is doing in his own ward.
Can you recall the number of projects that he is mentioning by name that have been done in his particular ward?
On that particular day, we were opening a bridge. He was talking about the roads done and also the bows and so many other things that we did with more than 50 million.
Thank you. I've actually retrieved the date of that event. It was the 2nd of August 2023, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you. So then, when you are accused of not being able to work with leaders by the same mover of the motion, do you find some form of hypocrisy?
Yes, and also maybe is being misled.
Is being misled. Thank you. So as of 2nd of August 2023, the mover of the motion thought that you're perfect and you're in good working relationship with at least all the MCAs.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's move to KM3.
Dam that costed us 39 million in his own ward.
Are you able to recall the date when you launched this particular dam at Mudara?
I think it's not even 3 months ago.
Less than 3 months ago.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I will move on to the second issue, which still touches on your relationship with members of County Assembly in respect to projects and Okolea. Let us play the video KMV 20.
Ngerie MC watu mawera atukure na maromba. Ngerie MC watu mawera mbeke bila kuno. Na trombeni. Ego mwathani mutura moyo wora wombere ndine eguru. Wombera bila biona wana bila biona kwa. Tuaja muthenya mbere ya mbezo ya kumuthenya jo na arwa.
Na ndina hapo ndangu angeja na njekwa na kanisa kwa kuchokeka ngeibwa na mbona unalwa tina kirauni kile ndina kirauni kama aniyo henu ndina kirauni ya kanisa Bwana asifiwe. Itobiria ukuona kieni negeki kinyama ikiele nkwali nayo kinyanjukwele tukinyete kinyangalele ya ndega kinye itobile byonje tukaeja na buti kingoteleke zikari kiryo inkwenda gushokeria ashole
pause the video. You are making certain remarks, and before we go to the remarks, we have also seen the leader of majority again in that video. Where were you with him on that particular day?
That is an Okolea program which is run by my family and my church. We usually go to do the Okolea every Sunday afternoon, and I always invite if they wish to come and join me on Sundays. And with me is the Honorable Mawila, the mover of the motion or the impeachment, who was also involved in that operation of Korea Meru.
This was on 13th of August this year, 2023.
13th of August this year.
You are making certain remarks about the capacity in which you are in that event.
Yes, I always tell them that in Operation Korea events, they don't see the governor, but they should see their mother, and also a bishop who is coming to assist, not in form of a government, but as a church and as their mother.
Did you explain the source of the resources that you were giving, including the microphone you were holding? I heard you talk about that.
I always do that in every meeting, that everything that I used in Okolea, there is nothing that comes from the county government of Meru, because I've been doing that for the last 12 years.
Thank you. May we proceed with that video?
Barabona ange Okolea bambikyunguge naru akarukire mtore ombokiriye getandene ni mheshimiwa wa Ntura yeje Evans Mawira. Mheshimiwa Evans Mawira alingalingile mwali kama pema mbelembeta kanisene aleta shilingi mwemwe ngiri eganale mwe ambera kinyawaga ongere ekirangalisia kumahuta kinyawaga ongere ongera merengeti ya bajojo nalingalingile kanwe DMK tuena Aaron beza batokerie ndaike mwambe tutireta uangi
bwambere na ntobara bakameme bamurike kwega na bativi badikerie murandi jojo jo Korea batwi tukurukagia budget ira itanguke ndene ya county ya Meru, county assembly ya Meru, na ine mikagia bunge de majority lina na ipo enda ku confirm na gukujira na gwikira kirore kute shilingi kinyemwe twakurukia ya mbeca cia thirikari kenda ya murandi ne jokolea kwa uro kuria murandi jokolea kiuria aliuria mantu ja muntu kiumbe murandi jwa gavana Kawira Mwangaza na family yawe na kanisa yawe na hikyo naro bukuva tote kwa ya mando mengeja thirikari nundu naro murandi jo ringithia ngea jo ringithia muntu jangi no tweri jo ringithia ndo bara bayo mabati totindire tora twa merengeti uroko uma na makobokobo aja na uroko uma na mattress
Na manto jau jakare sawasa.
Thank you. I think we've had enough of that video. Thank you. Madam Governor, again you are heard and using the same slogan, Kabati Kabati Kaende Kaende.
Yes.
The members of County Assembly were again present.
Yes.
Did they join you in that slogan?
They joined me in that slogan.
Did they understand the meaning of your slogan?
They well understand the meaning of the slogan.
Honorable Kawira is also making certain remarks about the funders of Okolea. What is he saying about who funds the Okolea program?
He says, as the County Assembly of Meru, they are the ones that pass the budget, and they have never passed any coin to be utilized in the Okolea program. It is purely my project to assist the disadvantaged people in our community. And he, as part of the well-wisher, that very early morning, gave me 100,000 shillings to fuel my vehicles.
So he contributed towards your charity project?
Yes.
Let us now move to the next video, 1C, and see another member of County Assembly. I think it's in the same event, you will confirm. 1C.
Gavana wetu na ntubanda bene bonde Bwana Yesu asifiwe, nisalimie mwalimu sana. Onibeta wa DMK wa Bogeta West na Baruguru. Na ande bana batudinga tete kanyuma ibaide itoiketie gavana tiru. Lakini na nene ndono kire. Na umasahuru na ndebeta wa Paulo. Na ndio sema ni nani? Obeta DMK Paulo. Na nene ndongele tiendeshi ya mama.
We can pause there for a moment. Thank you. Who is the person making those remarks?
He is the MCA, and he was the mover of the first impeachment.
He was the mover of the previous motion.
Yes.
This again is on 13th of August this year.
Yes.
Do you in any way seem to have any disagreement with the mover of the previous motion?
Now he's even telling the public that he is now a changed man. They used to disturb Mama, but he has changed from Saul to Paul.
That is in reference to the biblical Paul, yes, who was one Saul.
Yeah.
He's also talking about them being forced, if I can hear him correctly, to join the opposition. What was he talking about?
He was talking about the pressure amounted to them by external forces or by external people that not belong to the county assembly to fight the government, but he has vowed not to repeat again and support the government.
Thank you. Let's proceed watching that video.
Mimi sitawekwa uoga. Gavana Kawira anga musupport. Uleo kuvuganya no yete antunye yetekea boge itanete antunye. Andoma boge taiba ina imani na ani na ina imani na decision ya kwa support Kawira na ina imani na Kawira. Na ndekwe bate kwa na kuba tukiwa kumibira mbele. Abo andekera. Kumibira mbele sio mbakwa boindwa.
We can stop there for that video. Thank you. Honorable DMK Kiogora says, mimi sitatishwa, sitawekwa uoga. What was he making reference to?
He was making reference to the leaders, the national leaders, and also the party leaders that were telling them to keep off from supporting the government. And also he is also talking about the Kumi Bila bricks, because the people of Meru have started another slogan again, Kumi Bila bricks, and they were warned as MCAs not to continue saying Kumi Bila bricks. So he's telling the people that come from Nairobi to keep off. They want development.
Thank you. We will be moving on to the source of that pressure, sourcely. But finally, in support of your Okolea program, let us watch video 1E. It's a very short video.
How are you? Bwana Murega ingirite ngobia ya MCA kwa bodo chiete gatigati jo mutea daktari mutea nyakwire bishop untongeretie mbunge dina timu kona twenio batu tu sawa atubetu support ni kiambi support ni njoke tu support ni gavana wetu nutu tema maendeleo jejara kwinai winandwa maendeleo jejara kwinai winokiri awange gavana uwe munene okwa na munene weje na ng'ombe tumba kweja na ng'ombe ende ni gavana ndi murevi ndetha ya ng'ombe ndetha ya mburi spika yu unambikine ng'ombe mburi ya
We can stop at that. Madam Speaker, who is the person making the remarks in that video?
This is the Speaker of County Assembly of Meru.
And you confirm this was during an Okolea program meeting?
Yes, in Mwangaza ward, Mojo.
Who is the MCA Mwangaza ward?
It's Mr. Njoki.
Mr. Njoki.
He was present.
You also are in the company of other people in that?
Those are all MCs.
Our MCs?
Yes.
What has the Speaker just done?
The Speaker has donated a goat because I usually give the single mothers and widows cows. And he says, because you've given and donated a cow and you are senior than me, let me donate a goat. And he has done it.
Thank you. Again, what date was this?
It is barely around 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Now, we have alluded to some forces that were behind, or rather that were not happy with this unity between you and MCAs. I want you to identify and tell us what is happening in the next video 1D. Kindly, may we play video 1D.
MCA go karibisha ntora ya Bogeta East na mbuge wotwe on behalf ya ntoma Bogeta East na Abogeta West na wenzangu bare aja tucokerie nkatho no ntubwe kinya rire okinya oni mbigirwe ntomba kwethira nteja no nturire okinya gatia kana kara kamumero kuringithia gagatia ipati yakwa na impuigwa kweli imbati kweja kuona no ntone pati ya maendeleo ndene ntura yetu. So ngabana we are so humble tugwiritwe sana batu tuli MCA tuli MPIDU na ikio tumi ukuona na arua tutena manto maingi na arua intukwe gwokorea kana kamumero na mami umenye batu tuli MPIDU
na ndenda ugire ngabana tukamukaria na inya na ora kumbikika kendo mbako boli trangugi no ndo twamwagia thayo tukona inya la twamwagitie thayo ateja gaguku na nande mbigirwe toriro tukaria siasa nenu yete mboka ne lemo muntu ondu okwoya maratasi nande kurandu ba kamatete ile leta obirana na ala mawa na ito abatumira Nairobi gutegera imbie tumicukari era itirie bategera imbie tumiogoti bukuongerwa gutokwaririo ogoti ingabana bakweja ubira mbesa ikwekiwa senate counties ciongerwa mbesa ibaregere kuongera ndi baliuga ibejete kwa basa ore basa iti mbesa ireko
ututu ni ku Madam Governor na kageta muntu ututu ogira tore no ngato nyongera we ni ntobye Meru ala tomba kogera twabwitira nguge iyo tomba kuchenja as long as Kawira Mwangaza we ni ntobye Meru oni ndekere mbuye matu waambirani isa sawa na
we can post there. We have seen the first speaker, no, actually the second, the one in the black jacket. Are you able to identify him?
is the mover of the first motion of impeachment, DMK Kawira.
He is heard making certain remarks about Keberi and forces from Nairobi. What is he talking about?
He is referring to the Meru MPs and also the senator that they should keep off Meru because they have their own leader, maybe referring to the end of state, and then the MCs have their own leader. And he says last weekend they were in a certain town named Maua, where they and the Keberi, the starring stake or spoon, meaning the governor, and they are saying that they will not be part and parcel of what the members of parliament are doing.
Thank you. So the Honorable Member for County Assembly, Abogeta West, talks about a force that is being advanced using the Keberi tool. That is what he's saying?
Yes.
And he's telling them to keep off?
Yes.
Thank you. Let us move to video KMV 14. KMV 14, kindly.
Na bakaya batuana na badiri manto yo difference sisi omba ko dirio bature MCA bembe dute tayari utonye ratio so ende atukuromba tu burungu arembere governor na deputy governor bomba ko to bajo wata naira nigenda tukomba kutukinda weta ture anto amwe ture anto bembe na ture MCA na tongeri bonde brantu badurite nende na imani manto yo onde akaombekana lakini tute kuenda zaitu akulupia budget siasa ikanjiria nigenda mwembe akomba ko to ya maendeleo so baba ko ya na manto Keberi mwana Keberi naso ga agreement mwana Keberi naso ketiania manto yembe na de kanaro e ambe tu kongangari ko karia mama non to MPs beto odompu wayo ke gongwa ko mama ende mundu aru mogeni ajo to janganya agili otobo ki agili ate to ore mama we are not ready endo ro ko lo bubutu go na Keberi keu aya te ga ana Keberi ngira to ate anajo ko gran koromba neo iba imenyere lakini kwa kweli maendeleo wale tete wale maendeleo ende manto Keberi na ina Keberi to to genda ne mbere yetu embe to atandete embe ronde kumanto nyire Mwangaza to egento kemwe noro kaingilia atasiarwa
antu bonde baraba kwenda kurwa bare jegende baberanga mwigembe akugitwa mwigembe akuditwa lakini utinya mwigembe mo kumara tata nontore mwigembe wongo none to makosa Kawira Mwangaza nayo antu baraba kuja gutata bakere egembe re kuinyirwa iba kuma inventi bange bakumatigania iba badiorokete sese Keberi badioroka sese Kegeri badioroka sese oversight you chonde nunto egembe wena regete nunto naije.
Thank you. We can post that video there. Governor confirmed that was on 27th of August this year.
Yes, 27th of August.
This year?
Yes.
Are you able to tell who the people speaking in that video are?
Those are all MCs from Igembe, apart from one who comes from Central Imenti. The rest are Igembe MCs.
They are making a specific grievance about siasa za Keberi. What are they talking about?
They are talking about the members of parliament who had just begun a movement by the name Keberi, coming all the way from Nairobi to Meru, and they are warning them that they have been given work to do in Nairobi. They should continue with their work there and leave them alone because they have only one mama who can assist them to do development.
Thank you. So this was 27th of August 2023. Honorable Governor, if then someone comes here and says that you only were able to work with MCAs for few weeks, are they lying or they're telling the truth?
That is pure lie.
Thank you. We want to understand this Keberi movement, siasa za Keberi movement. And I want you to listen carefully to video 3A and see where or the source, the genesis of the Kibera movement. 3A.
Aheshimu wanaume, aheshimu nini? Aheshimu wanaume, sisi wanaume. Keberi keu. Kile ya keberi. Keberi ke, keberi akawira. Keberi akawira mio. Abelo na aroma alama. Kane keberi. Bero. Na kama nyembu ara boka. Ibokana bonoi.
Are you able to even explain what you're saying?
He's talking about that. They will use that thing too. I'm not able to explain. Because it has been done by so many men, and now they are ready as members of parliament, him being the leader, to do that to me. And he has recruited so many young men for the purpose of that Kibera movement, together with the deputy speaker of this house.
Can we watch KMV 12?
Tumetoseka kutawaliwa vibaya na mkora asiosiwa, anafaa kuongezwa kakoto kwa tumbo na simiti na mawe ndio asisikie njaa tena. Wangapi wanasema Kawira aende? Kawira mbae, lakini tunataka kiti ya mtuma apewe, kiti yake, ndipute yake, magari rudishwe, security apewe, kila kitu apewe, na kiti ya finance, kiti ya pesa apewe.
The honorable members of parliament and the deputy speaker of this honorable house is telling the public that I defeated men, and in this case they are going to use that steering stick and they recruited so many young men for that purpose, and they have been holding rallies almost in all towns in Meru, doing the same over the weekends. Honorable Speaker, I want to say this is purely politics. Purely politics.
Thank you. There is another video, I think that will be my last, 3C on the gender profiling and harassment. 3C.
Mukuwaku ingwendo kuona uliki na tuwe Amerika enda ugekana kamurega lakini tuwe kamurega tena kana Tumekwana boloi angwendo mwe Kawira Mwangaza utendwa leo ukavatia mwana mwenye ukidata tumekwana boloi tuenda kuwa kenda tutike murega baichu imugoro ku ya mwana nwe ya pronto abori agere mono mbele na kayuyu agwa bele agwa batatu tenjamba loi kante njamba kana ko mtoto ala obora masiara de kuerega na nchoke mbele na keberio gwa keda kala ekeda Kawira udire ekeda Kawira kukwekeda na ale mera rume Kawira hangwa nyo yekaba hangwa ndenda kenda menya wewe mwekuru wale mwekuru muchoro kwa etawa mwenda na muringeteke urenga wayo kiandaka endukisha ndaka siakwa no mwekuru mukuru.
Thank you. The honorable member is making certain remarks about your husband. What is he saying?
He's saying that he has given me 9 months to be pregnant. And if that is not done, he will do it via what is holding.
Eventually, Honorable Governor, your deputy joined the movement and made similar attacks on you and on your Kolea program. Can we watch KMV4?
Kwete Tharaka County tubatethie kwete Embu County tubatethie kwete Isiolo County tubatethie Korea kirundu kia thina kia pubate kia kuewa itokwenda kinya tukweana hapo sana gidi wewe ndio governor pubate program Kerundu keke pubate program wewe tuokolea matwe murungu wake tuetera tutetera muntu nonto kerundu ke anto bembe bekwa tutekenda bekwerwa kerundu ke wikireti makiri bagwa tukolea kabisa yo mathina yaba ya
We can stop there. Thank you. Honorable Governor, that is your deputy governor.
Yes.
He's making certain remarks about the Okolea program.
Yes.
What is he saying?
He's saying that the Okolea program is a poverty program. They have refused it in their area. The area
which area is that?
That is Igembe South, where he comes from.
So he's telling members of his ward to reject the
poverty program, that is Okolea, and they should not be ready to receive anything in terms of Okolea. And Honorable Speaker, to add to this, for the last 12 years, I've been doing the Okolea, and this gave me favor before God. And my deputy governor, who was just a prison askari, God gave us favor because of this program. And out of the program that raised him for being askari to His Excellency the Deputy Governor of Meru is the same person that is seen on video, the campaigning or demeaning the same program that God used to give us favor before men and women.
And he continues. And he continued, and we watch KMV 15. 15. That video was played yesterday, but for your sake, can you explain what the youths are chanting, led by your deputy governor?
That is my deputy governor with some youths from his area saying that Kawira doesn't have a home. She only does prostitution in the county. And they are praising him and warming him up to be the governor or take over the position of the governor of Meru. And that is exactly what has been happening to our members of parliament, including the senator or deputy senator of this house. They have started warming him up to be the governor and take charge because I'm just a woman before them.
Thank you. It got worse by slaughtering of a cow that you had donated. Can we watch KMV 16? Confirm whether that's the same cow you had donated and to whom had you donated the cow. You can stop there. Thank you. Thank you. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I see like the cow is still alive as it's being slaughtered.
Yes.
Was that the cow you had donated?
Yeah, we were in the area of the Mutembei South, and then we identified the old woman who was to be given the cow as it was entering into the field. Then they took the slaughtered it just before us.
And they are singing the same song, but they're also making other remarks. What are the other remarks?
Before I say about the other remarks, is that hiyo ng'ombe ilikuwa imebeba ndama ya miezi 6. And then they are saying that the same way they have slaughtered or killed the cow is the same way they will do to Kawira Mwangaza.
Thank you. We can have the video removed from the screen. That has not also been the only thing. You have also been accused of not being a proper Meru. Are you aware of that fact? What? That you have been accused of not being a proper original Meru, therefore unfit to lead?
Yes, they have been accusing me of not being a Merian, but a Kikuyu.
Thank you. Let's first watch KMV 5. You will make those explanations.
Ina ideka wa Mwangaza aita wajuona kuna vya hivi ina aita muhule hello Kawira ndo Kawira umbe wa mwego bato tuama mwego tuama ibwa tuame umiete hebu tuwa Meru nizo kere ya yutu ya mwana wao au tupita kabilao.
What is the Honorable Member of Parliament saying in respect to your ethnicity?
He says that the father of Kawira Mwangaza is a Kikuyu from Kirithaini by the name Joguna, and the mother is Mogore from Kikuyu, and they don't want to be ruled by a Kikuyu in Meru. That's why they want to change to get a real Merian, who is Peter Gatirau Munya, the first governor.
Thank you, Madam Kawira. Is it then your evidence before this Senate that pressure has been asserted on members of County Assembly to ensure your removal from office on charges that do not hold any water?
Pressure has been mounted to members of County Assembly of Meru by the same leaders, as we have seen, and they had no option apart from adopting an impeachment motion where they were forced to sign and impeach.
Can we watch KMV 11 on the nature of that threat and whether the MCAs indeed succumbed to the pressure?
Na bunduki lao inachochi ando cha kuromba. Baadhi minato ibia meni ula ugatwira mbazi ni kiraitu na ndiro ruri ndo akiraitu na bunduki cia bako rombe teri ukarwa na ukarwa soka bunduki ndo ya bunduki dole ndo leka umogira bunduki cia yundie bange ba ibia meni no menya ta aduri yake ama okiro jando no menya bunduki lao inachochi ya kuromba bati kwa very careful ukara.
Is that the same Saul turned Paul, going back to being Saul?
What DMK Kiogora is telling the public is that because I was elected as an independent governor, I've been operating with hired guns. And now Mithika Rintori has taken his own, Kiraito has taken his own, so I'm left without any weapon to fight, and I should be very careful because they have withdrawn their support as the leaders of political parties or as the senior most people in their parties.
That is barely 3 weeks after DMK Kawira had been seen dancing, praising you, and saying that he will defend you and will reject any influence from above.
It was like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Let us watch then 3E.
Loto kwa watu loto tuweke amake UDA no tudugani. Withdraw support to kwete mogata kwa majority rinda to withdraw. As nini manjo jondo to leader tikere ku support kira assembly tuweke ama. No to withdraw membership betu na bati ku support kaire.
Thank you. Who is the person speaking in that video and what is he saying?
Is the Honorable Senator, Deputy Speaker of this Honorable House, and he's saying that he might withdraw or is ending to withdrawing support of UDA members from being part and parcel of my agenda of development in Meru County.
Was that withdrawal, threat to withdraw, made a reality?
Indeed, after I spoke that, after 3-4 days, it was made a reality.
Let us watch KMV9 on whether that support was actually withdrawn. KMV9.
Must prevail. Number 9, we officially withdraw our support from the governor due to recent events and our proven inability to lead effectively. Our deaf honorable members are instructed not to in any way associate with the governor in person, Honorable Bishop Kawira Mwangaza. Number 10, we express support for the impeachment of Governor Kawira Mwangaza for the best interest of the people of Meru County and commit ourselves without reservation to this cause, which we commence forthwith. Number 11, we support CS Honorable Medical Tourist political leadership and endorse the proposal to make him the county's spokesperson for a unified voice of Meru County. Number 12, we applaud the newfound unity among political leaders except Governor Kawira Mwangaza for the sake of peace and development.
Thank you. KMV8, I think that is self-explanatory. KMV8. KMV8.
I've been given instruction by our SG, who is Honorable Kanini Kega, that as Jubilee, forthwith, going forward, with Jubilee withdraws its support to one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza.
Kabla December tutakuwa na gavana mwingine mpya, kwa sababu hii ni kitu tulianza kitambo na tulianzia hapa. Kwa hivyo tuna vita na wewe gavana kwa hili ya kuonana. Tulikuwa
Those are members of county assembly, and with them is one member of National Assembly. I think he has spoken in Swahili and English. There is no need to emphasize. Was there a press conference formally by other parties to withdraw their support? And I'm looking at KMV10, and I think that is my last video on this issue of withdrawal. KMV10.
In this county, we have decided forthwith to withdraw the support within and outside the assembly that we had given our governor. Number 3, we have resolved to start a fresh impeachment motion to the governor of Meru, one Honorable Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, and we have already signed, appended our signatures, the 27 of us who form or comprise the Kenya Kwanza caucus in the county assembly. in preparation for a fresh impeachment motion.
Thank you.
The one that came last
we
year.
can stop there. Thank you. Madam Governor, you have seen series of press conferences by various leaders of county assembly, all seeking to withdraw their support. Were the timings of these press conferences within the same period of time?
It was within the same period of time.
Can you remember the month?
I think it's not more than 2 months ago.
That is the month of September?
Yes.
What do you attribute towards the sudden change of heart from you being their darling, being a performer, being their mother, to now castigating you in the manner they are doing, to the extent of them withdrawing support? Is there anything gross you did to provoke them, to the best of your knowledge?
I did totally nothing. And from the last clip, can hear the mover of the motion saying that around 27 of them have already signed an impeachment that they are proposing to have. So they signed way back even before. That is what he has said. Number two, the pressure from members of national government, some few elites, leaders, some few leaders of political parties, the deputy speaker of this honorable house, before God, I want to say they are misleading our MCS.
Thank you. Governor, it got to the extent that even in the performance of your official duties, you are threatened and barred from performing that which you are allowed to do under the Constitution. Is that true?
Yes.
Can we watch KMV6 and tell us where you are, what you're doing, and what happened? You can pause there for a minute. We see you clearly there, Honorable Governor, and there is a young gentleman speaking. Tell us what he's saying and what you are doing in that event and exactly where you are.
That is an event done by the county government of Meru. The county assembly passed a budget for us to take care of the disadvantaged mamas in our community, and that program is dubbed as 1 cow per 1 poor family. We go around the villages, we have a committee to vet and see the most vulnerable person in that certain area. We take a cow to the area and give or donate as government to that particular person that has been vetted by a committee that includes the area chief.
Thank you. So this is not part of your Korea program for clarity purposes?
This is not part of my Korea program. My Korea program we usually do on Sunday afternoon, and this is an official duty, a program that has county government employees and done purely by the county government of Meru. 1 cow per 1 poor family.
Was there any commotion or violence in that event?
There was no commotions. We started with the prayers, as you can see, and we went silently, we did not even advertise. Those are just the neighbors that saw what is happening and came just to see.
You confirm this was in the homestead of one of the poor Meru women?
It is in the homestead of the beneficiary.
Thank you. Can we watch that clip again from the beginning all through to the end?
Gavana, Zargani, nazoka nawe? Kuja tuongee. Sawa, ngoja tu tuongee.
Kiangalia hapa hivi.
Tuende pole pole. Wewe watu watoke. Unapata dakika 10 tu peke yake hapa. Watu watoka waende. Mtoke muende.
Naenda.
Mtoke muende. Hapa tunataka kwanza vita. Mtoke muende.
Huyu ananibebea nini?
So madam, what the rest?
Amenibebea nini?
That is the question. Nimeongea na yeye.
So, Madam Governor, this is an official function of the head of the county. Why are the police disrupting your function?
The same leaders. It doesn't specifically mention the leader that had sent him, but now the influence from the national leaders led to this.
So were you able to complete your donation on that day?
I was not able to complete because it was stopped. And then when they said that we leave, we tried to explain. After 3 good hours in that vehicle, when people came, surrounded the vehicles, that is the time the officer said that it was a mistaken identity.
Mistaken identity. But isn't the officer calling you by your title when he comes?
Yes, he's calling me Governor Kuja. Governor Kuja.
You actually pleaded with him to allow you to finish.
Ngoja nimaliza, akasema pana, you have 10 minutes here, Kuja.
And everyone was dispersed.
Everyone was dispersed.
That was, if I'm not wrong, a day or two before the impeachment. Can you remember the actual date?
I think a day before impeachment.
A day before impeachment.
And that clip is not complete, Council.
Yes.
I think we've not heard the officer saying as to why he had come to arrest me.
You can tell us, because you are present, we may not have the benefit of the full video, but kindly, because it is a first-hand experience, tell us the explanation you got from the officer as to why he was seeking to interrupt your official function.
The officer was the area OCS, and then when people came in big numbers, the other bosses came around, and then he was asked to allow me go, and then he also apologized before everyone that it was a mistaken identity, and I forgive him.
Thank you. You have been accused of vilifying leaders. We have seen WhatsApp messages, you making certain utterances on WhatsApp groups, and even in 1 or 2 political rallies through the videos that were produced. Number one, have you vilified the leaders in Meru? Have you in any way vilified, demeaned the leaders in Meru?
I have not vilified any leader in Meru.
There was a particular comment you made on Facebook, on WhatsApp group, regarding the deputy governor. And you said ujinga sita kubali. What were you talking about?
I was talking about him having or gathering young men going around demeaning the governor and calling me a prostitute.
Was that a fair reaction, considering what we have seen? Was it expected of any human being to react and defend herself in the wake of such attacks?
Honorable Speaker, I'm not an angel. You must have feelings.
Thank you. Let us go briefly to the responses, and I believe you have answered to all the allegations in your notice, in your response that you first alluded to. You have answered, confirm that you have answered.
Yes, I have answered.
Satisfactorily to all the charges.
I have answered.
I want us to look at the first count, misappropriation and misuse of county resources. You came here and you also invited at the county assembly to answer to specific allegations, correct?
Yes.
Those specific allegations in respect to embezzlement and misuse of funds are found at 10A and B. Confirm?
Yes.
Embezzlement is A, withdrawal of county funds is B.
Yes.
Those were the only particulars of the allegations that you are invited to respond to.
These are the only particulars.
So then you could not have responded to anything outside what was framed.
I responded to the particulars or the charges.
Let me read to you. Embezzlement of county funds through the governor's sisters, Rose Kinya, Miriam Gwantai, Kenneth Gwantai, Nefat Kenywa, Edwin Morangeti. We will not go into whether they are your relatives or not because we did that in another forum. Was there any table of particulars to indicate how much money Rose Kinya received, when they received them, how they have not accounted in A and B, because that is the only place where we see the particulars. Do you see any particular place where you are told Rose received this much, Miriam received this much, Nefat received this much, Kenneth received this much, Edwin received this much? Do you see that in the particulars?
There is no specific way or amount of money that is allocated to every person that the name appears in this accusation.
What instead they did is to throw a bush of infamous extracts and told you to look at those infamous, identify where Rose is, where Miriam is, Kenneth is, Nefat, Edwin. Is that what they did? Just giving you an infamous extract?
Just an infamous extract, to do it by myself, extract maybe the amount of money for Miriam, for Rose, for Kenneth, for Nefat.
Is there any mention in A and B where the amount of 78 million is mentioned to have been, that you are able to respond specifically to what you are facing?
There is nowhere a figure of 78 million is being indicated in this, as for the Miriam, Rose, Wantai, and the rest.
Apart again from the infamous extract?
It is only the infamous extract.
You have also seen the basis of their complaint. It is another complaint by Salesio Mutuma, who tables his own computation and files it with EACC. Is that correct?
Salesio Mutuma is an activist. He files a report to EACC, and the county assembly uses the same report that has been taken to the EACC by Salesio to accuse me of embezzlement of county funds. Nothing else apart from the report by Salesio Mutuma.
So then, even as you're making this response, Madam Governor, it is only out of abundance of caution that you supply the Senate with what you thought was necessary.
Yes.
Did you even have the guide to lead you to where you are supposed to get materials in support of any claim?
No.
None whatsoever?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, was there any audit query or report that was generated by a competent body touching on embezzlement of county funds?
No audit report, no other report apart from an infamous report by Saresio Mutuma, an activist, to EACC.
But you have also taken time to explain what you thought the complainants might have been looking for, isn't it?
Yes.
And you have created a schedule that appears in your response. Kindly look at that. Appearing from what page?
105.
105 of our response, the small booklet.
Yes.
So then, the computation you did there, is it conclusive or is it based on what you understood to be the case from the county assembly? Because there were no particulars.
It is not conclusive.
It is not conclusive.
Yes.
The document again that you attached, was there any particular order to which you are preparing those documents, or you are basically looking at the IFMIS extract and giving what you thought was a suitable answer because there was no particular charge or request for you to look at any specific issue?
I tried my best to look at it so that I can give a feedback.
Thank you. So had you been properly guided by the motion, you would have done a better job in giving them very specific answers to specific queries?
Yes.
Thank you. Let us proceed to the other charge of nepotism. First of all, let me ask you about this gentleman called Nefat Kenywa, who has been said to be a brother-in-law to you. Do you know Nefat Kenywa?
No. He's an employee of county government of Meru.
He's an employee of county government of Meru. Is he married to your sister?
None of my sisters are married.
Your sisters are single. So then Nefat cannot be your brother-in-law.
No.
Edwin Mutuma, is he your nephew? Nephew rather to your husband?
No.
You know very well the relatives or rather siblings to your husband?
I met him around 4-5 months ago.
That is Edwin?
That is Edwin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's not, again...
he's not a relative.
He's not a relative. Your husband, and now that I'm at it, has been accused of vilifying other leaders through a musical performance. There was a video that was played. For the sake of time, I will not ask for it to be played, but you are also present. I want you to look at the lyrics of that song. And even before you look at the lyrics, you were present.
Yes.
That song, to begin with, was sung in the Kiswahili dialect, true?
Yes.
So there was no need for it to be interpreted.
But Council, it's my prayer that we see the song so that I clear myself from that allegation.
Very well. Can we play? I could be guided where that clip is. Because it was a clip by... As we wait for the song, Madam Governor, we will watch it. But did your husband make reference to any elected leader?
He did not.
Did he make any reference to any other leader by name?
He did not.
What was the first gentleman saying in his song, to the best of your recollection?
That's why
we have got the Kiswahili. Just read a few. At page 251 of volume 2 of the County Assembly's document. Very quickly, Madam Governor, I urge you to read. We are pressed for time.
They want, is that one?
Yes, just read in Swahili.
They want Kawira to come and help them steal. Kawira is against it, and when Kawira refuses, they dig.
I would love you to read the Kiswahili version. The song was sung in Kiswahili version. That is the translation. Kindly read the Kiswahili version. This is also a Swahili speaking.
Kila siku wanamtafutia makosa, wanataka Kawira awasaidie kuiba. Kawira akakataa, akasema yeye hataki wizi. Wakati alipokataa, wakasema, wakaanza kumshimbia mashimo. Wanataka Kawira akule pesa, nao wanataka Kawira wakule pesa za barabara. Wanataka Kawira akubali wakule pesa ya dawa hospitali. Wanataka Kawira awasaidie kukula mali yetu. Igembe na waeleze ukweli kabisa, mpaka sasa sikilizeni kwa makini. Wanapanga pia kuchukua maisha ya Kawira. Wanapanga sasa mpaka kumuua Kawira. Lakini najua maombi yenu, huyo shetani ameshindwa katika jina la Yesu. Ati walikuwa wanasema tangu ile wakati ya impeachment ya kwanza, Kawira hajawahi kunywa chai kwa mikahawa ya Nairobi. Mara ya mwisho Kawira kunywa chai mikahawa ya Nairobi ni ile wakati ya impeachment. Na hiyo sasa ndio inafanya maadui wake wakasirike kabisa. Eti wanamtaka Kawira kuliko akuje okolea awe akienda Nairobi kule wakunywe nao chai na meza na pesa zenu. Kawira naye amekataa katakata, akasema kazi yake ni mashinani. Wenye wivu wajinyonge. Wenye wivu wajinyonge.
Is there anything demeaning or targeting any leader in those lyrics?
No, nothing. No leader is being targeted or mentioned by name.
Is it true that you're facing a threat to your life, that the first gentleman in a musical performance passed that information?
It is.
Is there anything wrong in that, in your husband coming to your defense when your life is in danger?
He should come and defend the wife.
Thank you. You have been accused of particularly assigning diplomatic duties to your two sisters, unqualified sisters.
Yes.
You have made an explanation to that allegation. Can you point out where that response is?
It's in page 10.
As we peruse through, Mr. Speaker, sir,
Page 15.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I note that my time is up. I'm seeking your indulgence for just 30 more minutes for me to wind up.
You need an extra 30 minutes?
Yes, indeed. Most humbly, Mr. Speaker, sir.
I can proceed.
Thank you. Tell us the response you have offered to the allegation that you assigned your two sisters diplomatic duties.
I was invited, courtesy call to embassy in Nairobi, that is Slovakian. While on my way, I was diverted to attend a state, a function at the State House. I can explain without reading.
Yes, kindly proceed.
On my way, I was accompanied by the County Secretary of Meru, my personal assistant, my bodyguard, and my driver. And then on the way, there was an urgent meeting. I decided to attend the meeting first so that I can join the other team later. The county secretary joined or went to the embassy. As I was finishing from the State House, they had already done with the meeting. Okay. So I did not assign my sister any duty. It is just because I had traveled with my personal assistant and also the bodyguard to attend the meeting.
Did you later offer an explanation as to who attended that meeting and what was discussed in your Facebook at page 94?
Yes.
You confirm that the person that attended that meeting and presided and had discussions was the county secretary?
Yes.
Thank you. Let us go to the China trip that you have been accused of sending your sisters and relatives to a tour. You got an invitation from a company?
Yes, to China.
To China?
Yes.
Did that company represent itself as having affiliations with the Chinese government, to the best of your understanding?
Yes, in the first case, it associated itself with the national or the country of China.
The state of China.
Yes.
You had planned initially to attend that trip. Is that the position?
Yes, I am planned to attend.
But before that, tell us, how often do you travel outside the country as the governor of Meru? How many trips have you had outside the country from the date you were sworn in as the governor?
I've only traveled once.
To which country?
South Korea.
When was that?
Around 6 months ago.
What was the practice when you traveled? How do you travel? Do you travel with your team together? Do they travel in advance? What happened during your last trip to South Korea?
For this specific one, I sent my personal assistant, my bodyguard, and the team in advance. And then I met them there later.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you send them in advance?
For preparations and also to know exactly what I'm supposed to do and arrange everything before I get there.
Okay. Was that the case with the China trip?
Yes, it was the case.
So who traveled to China and for what purpose did they travel?
Those who traveled to China are 4 people. One is the Waziri for Health.
Yes.
And one is the external leakages acting director, my personal assistant, and my bodyguard.
Did you eventually travel to China?
No, I didn't.
You did not?
Yes.
Why didn't you travel to China?
When my advance team arrived to China, it was contrary to what the Chinese people and the brokers, the message that was given to our office was different, because the private company or the people that came to visit Meru associated themselves with the Chinese government, and upon arrival of my team there, it was contrary to what they said. It was just a private business company interested in investing in Meru.
So the assertion that this was an opportunity for a cancer center to be established in Meru by well-wishers through a private public partnership, is that the position?
Isn't the position. If at all it was a donor donating even a single item, I could be the first one to get there. But it was purely a business company interested in doing business in Meru.
You have read the affidavit of your CCM, George Gekunda.
Yes.
He explains clearly that they even discovered that the people who had invited you did not even have a physical office in China.
Yes, I've read it.
That they took them through various companies that manufacture items.
Yes.
Could not prove that they have any affiliation with any of those companies.
They did not have any.
Was it then safe for you to proceed to China with that information having been availed to you?
To me, it was a waste of time, even though the company was offering full sponsorship. But now, going to China just because of assisting some people to come and do business in Meru, it wasn't a priority to me.
Thank you. You have been questioned why the CEC or yourself did not seek any visa clearance to China. Do you have a Chinese visa?
Yes.
Yes, you do. So there was no need for you then, for the CS to ask for a visa to be provided. You already had one. Thank you. The governor, the deputy governor, has also accused you of arbitrarily relocating his office from next to your office to another block, changing the locks. Let me just read specifically. Number one, he is accusing you of arbitrary reduction, suspension, and withdrawal of budgetary facilitation. Were you in any way involved in reduction and withdrawal of his budgetary facilitation?
No, and I cannot do that. In our office, we have AIE Older, who used to be the chief of staff, and he does, via other officers, facilitation to our travels, facilitation to our offices, and it has been done according to the way I know things.
In fact, yesterday during cross-examination, it was discovered that one Nefat Kenya received a lot of facilitation on behalf of the deputy governor. Is Nefat Kenya an administrator in the office of the deputy governor?
Yes, it is the deputy governor himself that suggested that Nefat Kenya to be the administrator in his office.
Thank you. You have been accused of threatening the deputy governor to inflict bodily harm against the governor. And this is in reference to one of the WhatsApp group that you said, nitafinya kieleweke. You remember that WhatsApp group, WhatsApp post?
Yes.
What were you talking about when you said nitafinya kieleweke? You were also accused, to combine with that, of mobilizing jeshi ya kumaliza deputy governor. What were you referring to when you said choma jeshi?
Specifically, council. I would like to see where exactly I have referred the kufinya kieleweke or the jeshi to my deputy governor.
So you deny making that particular
The allegation is that it's to the deputy governor.
Yes.
Where exactly have I referred to my deputy governor?
Thank you. Who then were you referring to, or what was the context?
I was referring to the kind of things going around in Meru County, the type of bullying that is going around. Of course, as a leader, you have to respond to some of the issues that goes around. Kufinya kieleweke, what's wrong with that?
Thank you. So you were not making any reference to
I was not making any reference to any particular person.
You have also been accused of forcefully breaking, entering and ransacking
a criminal for the relevant authorities for doing such an act. I've never done that.
Thank you. Arbitrary relocation of the Deputy Governor's office. Is it true that there were reorganizational issues in the office of the governor that saw certain offices moved from one location to the other?
Yes, there was reorganization after we earned a big team of acting chief officers. In Meru, we have 2 blocks, the old block and the new one. And then the old block that has been used by the first governor, Kiraito Moronge, and partly by Honorable His Excellency Peter Munya. And that is where the deputy governor was reallocated to stay.
Thank you. Let us move on to the issue of accusing other leaders of being the 10 cartels in Meru in an event where the head of state was in attendance. Were you referring to the members of parliament? Because that is what was said yesterday.
Council, why would one suggest that I was referring to anyone when I've not mentioned one?
Who were you talking about when you said kuna makatel zaidi ya 10?
There's a certain story in Kimeru, maybe to take 1 minute to explain. One person thieves broke to his home, stole his own goat, and then there was a chief's meeting with everyone in that village. And that old man akaenda amebeba mkuki, akasema ya kwamba katikati yenu ninaona kuna mtu ambaye ameiba ile mbuzi yangu. Just in 1 meter I will kill that person. Hakujua ni nani. Mtu mmoja akachomoka tu mara moja akaenda. That's when now the man realized who the person was. In my case, when I talked about Makatel, I not mentioned anyone. I said this county will not be micromanaged by few cartels or 10 cartels and few rich people to assume that Meru is the way they want to paint it bad.
Thank you.
I did not mention anyone.
You did not mention anyone. That's quite important. There are these WhatsApp groups in Meru, County Admin Services, Third Government 012. Are you the admin of these groups?
I'm not. I was added in that group.
You were added in that
Yes.
group. Is it an official WhatsApp group in Meru?
No, we don't have an official WhatsApp group in Meru County.
Did you at any moment incite or encourage any admin to remove the deputy governor from?
I don't know even the administrator. I was just handed.
Thank you. Did you encourage anyone to demean or insult?
No.
You did not. Thank you. I'll not talk about, let me ask you this question, it's quite important. It's the issue of sending certain employees of the county on compulsory leave. You remember that issue?
Yes, I remember.
You remember that issue? Number one, are you the one who sent these people on compulsory leave?
I'm not the one.
Who did that?
The county secretary.
County secretary.
Yes.
Are you aware that they were sent on compulsory leave?
I was notified after the county secretary sent them on compulsory leave due to some allegations that were reported to EACC.
So you are not part of the decision to send these people on compulsory leave?
No.
But you made a comment on Facebook about that issue.
Yes.
You confirm that you have appointed certain people to take charge of the revenue board.
Again, the appointment was done, same as the sending of the same or the people on compulsory leave. Mine was to show or for people to know that these people are no longer doing or acting on behalf of Meru County government, and these are the new team that is on board.
Later on, you were subject of court proceedings in a case where these people cited you as a respondent, and subsequently there were contempt of court orders issued. Why were you cited as a respondent in that matter?
By virtue of my office, not even that single matter, but almost in all matters, I'm among the third or the fourth or the seventh respondent by virtue of my office.
So does it point out to any personal responsibility, or it is normal and ordinary for parties to file cases against the office of the governor?
It is normal, especially when it touches the county government of Meru.
Indeed, Madam Governor, when you came to office, you continued defending cases that were filed against the office of the governor for actions that took place even before you got to office?
When I got to office, I met 800 and something cases in court.
Those cases were citing the governor as a respondent?
Yes.
Did they in any way communicate that you personally had a responsibility to the action that offended the person who went to court, or it is by virtue of the office?
In all those cases, there is nowhere where I was directly responsible.
Thank you. Lastly, we have an issue of appointment of the following person, but before I go there, let us talk about the traffic marshals in Meru. You have been accused of creating this office called the traffic marshals without following due process. Did you commit that offense?
I did not appoint anyone for the traffic marshals. That was a pilot project from the Department of Public Service. Just like any other governor or leader, you are mandated or you're supposed to launch a project. But I did not participate in employing any of the traffic marshals.
Did you later seek the approval of the County Public Service Board to create this office?
The county secretary did it.
And those discussions are ongoing?
The discussions are ongoing.
Thank you.
And one comes on a ask, who then were the drivers of the border? We have the enforcement team and some few others that were piloting or were used to pilot the project. So we've never employed any single person to do that.